All right, today we are going to talk about chipping. Should you chip with sand wedge, pitching wedge, 8-iron? What should you chip with? What's the best thing? What's the best method that works for you? Let's go do it. So chipping, I want to talk first about the setup with chipping, and then we're going to get into talking about what clubs to use. Okay, so biggest mistake we see in chipping is this. People put their feet too wide apart. They take you can take your normal grip, but their feet are too wide apart, and then they don't open themselves up to the target. What I mean by that is I just want to open myself or point my body slightly to the left as a right-handed golfer there. Now what I'm going to do as I set up is I still want my club face pointing towards the target, but I'm going to narrow up my stance, I'm going to open it up a little bit, and then here's the other big one, is that we want to choke down on the club slightly. So we're going to take our normal grip and we're just going to choke down ever so slightly, okay? Then what we want to do is we want to make sure that we favor just a little bit of our pressure or weight to the lead side. As a right-handed golfer, for me, it's on my left foot. Okay, so I've choked down, I've opened up, narrowed my stance, and now I want to just put a little bit of my weight onto that lead side. So if I do it wrong, you can kind of see I'm back here on that right side, or even just equal 50-50. I don't want to do that. I want to get a little bit more of my weight on that left side. Okay, so that's our setup. Let's talk about what club to use. In my hand right now, currently, I have my 56-degree wedge. And essentially what we're set up for here today, we're talking more about a kind of a bump and run. I'm not talking about a flop shot where you got to get, you're short-sided on the green or anything like that. You've got plenty of green to work with. So would a sand wedge work? It can work, but also, I've also brought a pitching wedge and even an 8-iron here, and those will work too. And in the second segment here, we're going to see what the ball does and how it rolls out, okay? So as far as I've got the sand wedge here, and what I want to do is I want to take a nice even stroke back and through, back and through, all right? Let's do that one again. I hit that one just a little bit heavy. Got to redeem myself here. Okay. Back and through. That one was a little bit better, like that. So I don't have a lot of wrist action in that. I'm just kind of letting my arms move back and through here like this. Okay, so the first one, I've got this wedge, right? We've got our setup now, and I'm going to make this swing. And what you're going to notice when I chip this one, this is going to go just a little bit higher. It's also going to spin just a little bit more, so it's going to stop just a little bit quicker. So here we go. So watch that one, it kind of skids just a little bit. Now, I've got a pitching wedge here. What would I assume here? Well, this one I'm not going to take quite as big of a swing because I'm not going to carry it as far because it's going to roll out a little bit more. So let's try this. Same setup here. Got the pitching wedge in hand. And you can see how that rolls out a little bit more. Finally, I've got an 8-iron here, and this would roll out even more. So in some ways, I know there's a lot of people that would be comfortable with this, and you could almost treat it like a putt, right? So I'm just kind of going back and forth with my arms like this, and this thing is really going to roll out for us all the way to the hole. So you got to kind of figure out for you, what do you like to do? What are you comfortable with? There's no right and wrong way to do this. Let's get that setup right. Experiment with them. Experiment with different clubs. See what works best for you, and get better at chipping.